I'm so happy that we're here, and I'm so grateful that Gina trusted me. When it wasn't going to work out with the UFC, I told her, I was like, we can do this on our own. We don't need them. We don't need anyone. And she said, I'm going to follow your lead. I'm going to trust you. And that's what led us to MVP and to Netflix and to us sitting here in front of the Intuit Dome, about to put on the most viewed MMA fight of all time.
Thank you for that. But I asked, why did it not work out with the UFC? You were so synonymous with the UFC for so long, and so to see you associated with another MMA brand at this point is surreal in its own right. And so could you tell us why it did not work out and why you feel the way you feel about the landscape?
Well, I knew that we could promote this on our own and probably be the most lucrative way to go about it for us, but I have such love and respect for Dana that I wanted to bring this to him first. And I said, I know I can do this on my own, but I would rather fight for you than to fight for me. Just make it make sense for me. And originally we were going to do it New Year's, and it was going to be under the last fight under the pay-per-view model, and he offered me the best pay-per-view structure ever, and I was so grateful. But then, Gina said she needed more time to get in the best shape possible, and that she wanted me to fight the best version of herself. And I think that was fate. It was meant to be. It was meant to push us onto the other side. And once they've moved into the streaming model, it's just not about putting on the best fights possible anymore. Dana is legally beholden to the shareholders and to maximize shareholder value. And unfortunately, now that they've taken the reins from of the company away from him, it's barely recognizable now. And they need to be saved from themselves, and luckily I'm here to be their hero.
Ronda, you mentioned Dana White, all the love and respect you had for him. Ultimately, you couldn't make a deal. Did those failed negotiations lead to some bitterness that led you to publicly criticize them yesterday on social media?
No, not at all. He was the one that, when they weren't able to offer me, a respectable deal under the streaming model, he was the one that was like, I want you to make as much money as possible. Don't stay here and take less for me. He gave me his blessing to go out and do it on my own. And if anyone's been his apprentice, on how to be a promoter, it's been me. And after I let him know before anybody else that I had gone to Netflix, and I wanted to, I didn't want him to be upset with me, and he was like, I could never be upset with you. I love you so much. I want you to do great. I want this to be successful. He's always been my friend first before anything else. And I think that most of my criticisms of the UFC now is because Dana isn't the owner, and he isn't calling the shots, and he isn't running things the way that he wants, because he's an employee of the company now. He's not an owner, and I think it was a big mistake of theirs to not let him just run things the way that he always has.
Do you think he was upset when he saw your comments yesterday on social media? You mentioned that he wasn't upset with you for taking this fight.
Oh, he knows the White House card sucks. Like, he knows that they were pushing this for over a year, and it fell extremely short of expectations. I mean, he was so upset about it. He was talking about a fight falling out the day before. It's I can guarantee you he's not happy with it either. And he's the one that taught me through example to speak my mind.
And for Ronda, you talked about changing the landscape of MMA, the financial aspect, being the savior. The UFC White House card came out. John Jones had some financial issues with the UFC. What are your thoughts on that situation?
I mean, it used to be that UFC was the best place that you could come in combat sports to make a living and be paid fairly, and now it's no longer. It's one of the worst places to go. It's why so many of their top athletes are leaving to go and find pay elsewhere. It's why their champions like Valentina are selling pictures of their titties on OnlyFans. these people are, a lot of them at the ground level, they can't support their families. They're living poverty level, fighting full time. And this company just got $7.7 billion. Like, there's no reason that they can't afford to pay their athletes at least a living wage, and not even that, to at least be able to match what these athletes are making in other sports. Why would they expect to get the best athletes and these best aspiring kids that want to be something into MMA? Why not go into football? Why not go into boxing? Why not go into anything else? And so they're bleeding talent because of their short-term greed. They're thinking about the next quarter. They're thinking about the shareholders, and they're not thinking about their responsibility to be, stewards of the future of the sport.
And for Francis, you had your issues with the UFC, with the financial issues as well. You're seeing John Jones go through the same things that you went through. Do you have a message for him, and what are your thoughts on the situation?
I think 3 or 4 years ago, I was saying this out loud, and I will still say this, not only to John Jones, but everyone that out there and who's probably in the same situation, because I think most of them are in the same situation. We are not an employee, we are independent contractor, and then we should be able to get what we deserve, and if we don't get, we will be able to have a right to walk away and go look other option. Because the thing now is that there is always like contract tying people up, and then they can get free, and then you want to set free, and then they muscles you up, and lowball you. But I'm happy I'm out of that. That's all what I can say.
Are there more fights in your future?
I mean, I guess it depends on how this one goes. But man, I really want some more babies.
Okay.
And it's getting to the point in my life where I can't really be taking any more detours, and I really want to be fully present for my husband and my kids. And it gets to a point where it's like, when are you going to be impressed enough with yourself to spend some time with your family, And unfortunately, I've been able to integrate, home life and everything with this camp. But I feel like this is me trying to rewrite my ending with Gina. And maybe it's like a Lord of the Rings ending that keeps going on and on and on, or maybe it's a grand finale. So, but I promised my husband this was definitely the last one.
Okay. Well, maybe you link up with Nikisa. It seems like you're very passionate about the business, Nikisa and Jake, and try to build this thing.
I mean, I told him he definitely would like some more fights out of me, but I told him I can't be your Connor, but I'll be your Dana. And he said, we'll see how this goes first. But when I'm running sprints, I like to look at the horizon, not my feet.
Fair enough. Well said. Back to the media. Let's try to keep it to 1 or 2 because there's a bunch of people in line. Go ahead.
Gabriel Gonzalez for Cage Side Press. Question for Ronda. You talk about the mutual respect with Gina. What would you say is the impact that she had on the sport when you watched her compete, and the impact she had maybe for your own career?
I mean, I would not have known that women's MMA existed if it wasn't for her. I was training for the 2008 Olympics when I saw her fight Julie Kedzie, and saw the awe and admiration and respect that she commanded from everybody in the room. She stole the show, and I was so envious of her. I saw her fight, and I was like, I could totally kick her ass, but I was also so in awe and enthralled with her. And she planted that seed in my mind where, I was training for Olympics. I would try to listen to music and think about, I'm going to win the Olympics and my Olympic matches and all of this, and doing judo. And it just kept creeping to my mind. I would think of winning MMA and winning MMA matches. And she planted that seed. And my mom has a saying that you can't unhave a thought. And it's because of her that she changed my whole life. And she already was changing the world of sports and went and moved on to bigger and better things for herself. But I was able to change the world because of her. And not even just that, but after MMA, and the way that things ended, it was just, it was really heartbreaking for me. And she inspired me all over again to pick myself back up and to come back to fight for me and not for anyone else, and to go after the fight that I always wanted and not what anybody else wanted. And to be honest, like, this is the biggest fight in MMA right now. There are no two people in the sport with more international name recognition than me and Gina, except for Connor, but no one's going to sanction that. So, like, this isn't a charity card. This isn't a throwback nostalgia card. This is the biggest fight in the sport right now, and it needed to happen now. This is fate between us. We have been on a collision course ever since I sat on a couch watching her on TV, just in complete awe of what this woman was doing. And yeah, I couldn't be more grateful. You know, it started out that I wanted to do this to help you, but God damn it, I still owe you because you've helped me so much all over again. So I don't know if we'll ever be even, but you know, I think that I want what succeeds me to exceed me, and I want to prove to her that what she created is something greater than she ever would have dreamed of, and the way that I can show that respect to her is to beat the ever-living crap out of her and then say thank you.